Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of the work week, but unfortunately eyes are going to have to be on the skies, not necessarily throughout today, but as we get into the latter part of this afternoon into this evening, possibility of a few rounds of strong and severe storms moving across our area. Overlooking the white squirrel weather cam early on this very, very warm Friday morning. Clear skies is the weather story, but cloud cover will be increasing as we get a little bit closer into midday and into this afternoon. And we're also going to be dealing with unseasonably warm temperatures with the possibility of some record-breaking temperature readings out there. Speaking of temperatures, again, very, very unseasonably warm across our region early this morning. Located in the low to mid-60s across the entire area. Simpson County, lone cool spot sitting right there at 59. Why are we so warm? Well, we've got very strong winds out of the south that have remained in place throughout the overnight. Currently gusting between 10 and 15 miles an hour, some 20s out there as well across the Commonwealth. That's only going to continue to increase as we progress throughout the day. All right, so here's our setup and what we're paying very, very close attention to. This area of low pressure is the parent system that we're watching. As we progress throughout today, this area of low pressure will push to the north and east towards southern Michigan and into the Great Lakes. And as that does so, this cold front is going to be moving eastward across our area. Now, as that cold front continues to approach, we'll be firmly located in the warm sector of the system, south of the warm front, east of the cold front, and we're going to see very deep, strong southerly flow filtering in here throughout this final day of the work week. So let's take a look at what we can expect as far as those winds are concerned. Again, they're going to be stout out there early this morning, but they're really going to pick up closer to the noon hour. And then as we get into the early afternoon hours, take a look at this right here over our proximity. We're looking at wind speeds gusting between 25 and 35 miles an hour, maybe a few isolated 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Southerly flow is really hard to predict, and whenever we have that much warm air being transported in here from the south, sometimes those models can underdo those temperatures. Looking at upper 70s for a lot of folks today, but I also think that some of us are going to get into the lower 80s. Nonetheless, a very borderline hot day for us. We can take a gander at how those temperatures are going to behave. This is 6 a.m. right there in the low to mid 60s. But then with those southerly winds filtering in here, expecting to be up in the 70s by 9 a.m., into the upper 70s by lunchtime, and as we get into this afternoon. But take a look back here to our west. You can see the much colder air filtering in here from the north and west. That is in response to that cold front that'll be blasting through here, filtering in that much cooler air from the north and west for that upcoming weekend. But as that cold front comes through, it's not only going to be bringing a change in those temperatures, we are looking at the possibility of some strong thunderstorms as well. This is valid for 6 a.m. this morning. Area of low pressure pushing off to the north and east. Then we see the southward extent of this round of broken line of storms that are trying to get its act together. And then as we get later into this evening, this is 6 p.m., 7, 8, 9, and then that's what we're going to be watching as far as our time frame is concerned. So anywhere from around 4 or 5 p.m. this afternoon through roughly 9 p.m., 10 p.m. this evening, that's what we're going to be focused on. As you can see, not only one, but this current model's throwing out 2 or 3 waves of strong storms plowing east across the region. So that's something that we're going to be keeping our close eyes on. Here's a look at today's severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. The highest threat for severe weather located to our north, including the Louisville Metro, Frankfort, Lexington, Covington, northward into Indiana and Ohio, but all of south central Kentucky shaded in the yellow will be underneath a slight risk for some severe storms to roll through here. Now, how are we breaking this down? Well, here's a look at the possibility of severe winds within 25 miles of a point. So right here across south central Kentucky, we've been given a 15% probability of seeing severe winds, that's winds at or greater than 58 miles an hour, within 25 miles of any location where you see that yellow shaded area. Now we can take a look at the possibility of large hail. Severe criteria for hail is at least 1 inch in diameter or greater. Again, we have a 15% probability of seeing that occur within 25 miles of any given location. And then the tornado probability, it's not non-zero, but very, very marginal. 2% risk of a tornado occurring within 25 miles of us once this system moves through here. Now, after that system does move through here, though, we're going to be looking at a change. Much colder air will be filtering in here with that area of low pressure pushing into the Great Lakes. It's going to be carving out this trough. That's going to be bringing us a much, much colder feel as we get into that upcoming weekend. Winds turning out of the north and west rather stout. And then as we get into our Sunday and into Monday, warmer temperatures recover. Winds and flow turn out of the southwest, both at the surface and aloft. And that's going to be bringing rounds of showers and storms to us Monday through Wednesday of next week. Here's a look at the next 5 days, brought to you by Cheetah Clean Auto Wash. Today, highs between the upper 70s and lower 80s underneath increasing cloud cover. Then we're looking at the possibility of scattered strong to severe thunderstorms overnight. But behind that cold front, lows dropping all the way down to the upper 30s. Saturday afternoon, highs are only going to be able to reach the mid-40s with cloud cover decreasing once again. Down to the mid-20s Saturday night, up into the 50s on Sunday. Then we're back up into the upper 50s and 60s by next Monday and Tuesday, with rounds of showers and storms returning to the forecast. That's going to wrap up this Friday morning edition of the Weather and I Bowling Green video update. Any questions regarding that possibility of severe weather or that upcoming weekend, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get to them as soon as possible. Friends, please stay weather aware today with the opportunity of severe weather on the horizon. You all have a great, safe end to the work week.